Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Podcast, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Another down day for the U.S. equity market, 2 in a row, and among today's stock movers, Palantir, Constellation, and HIMS. And joining us now, Bloomberg cross-asset reporter Emily Grafeo, who is tracking those stocks. Emily, got to begin with Palantir just because of so much interest in this company. What happened with the stock today, and just a little bit of background on what this company does and why there is so much investor interest.
So the stock closed down 12% today. It was the worst drop in about a year. And this is a company that's known for AI and software. They do have the U.S. government and other governments as big customers, but they're also expanding into their commercial business. The reason why investors are paying so much attention to this company, it's a popular retail stock, but this year specifically, it was the best performing stock in the S&P 500 until today. So Monday, it was up 68%, 63% year to day, best stock in the S&P. It's actually still in the top 5, but it erased some of that gain today. The reason why analysts are kind of pointing to the fact that while its earnings came out, the outlook beat, the earnings beat, it just wasn't enough to justify the stock's high valuation and extend these gains. So perhaps a little bit here of selling on the rally, selling on the upward momentum. If you look at what Bloomberg Intelligence said, they were just pointing out that although the company upped their revenue forecast for the year and raised their U.S. commercial segment growth expectations to 68%, the revisions will likely be muted from the other 2/3 of the business amid limited traction in their international division. And I actually saw a couple other notes flagging maybe some weakness in the international division there for Palantir, but still overall one of the best performers in the S&P 500, even after today's loss.
All right, Emily, so goes Palantir. What about other AI stocks? Are there implications here? And perhaps further down the road, any implications for NVIDIA?
Well, everyone's watching this AI trade, and April was a really good month, Charlie, for anything that had to do with, retail favorites, AI names, anything momentum. A lot of times on the cross-asset team, we call it high beta. I was reading a note from BTIG, and they said that Palantir is like the most high-profile name at the intersection of retail and the momentum trade. And just like a lot of other names, they had a good April, and now traders are kind of waiting to see whether May is going to mean that, I guess, some of the wind out of the sail deflates a little bit, just because the trade had run so far so quickly.
All right. Well, another big mover, this one to the upside today, Constellation Energy. This is more than just a power company and a power company story. Perhaps can you connect the dots to either artificial intelligence or anything else having to do with technology?
So Constellation Energy, it closed up 10% today, Charlie. It was the highest level since February 21. Analysts noted in their earnings that they're nearing a long-term nuclear power deal. So at least the market angle, analysts, retail traders, a lot of what I hear is that people like AI. They also like the nuclear theme in the ETF space. Oftentimes when we see tech stocks, AI stocks rallying, we also see nuclear linked stocks and ETFs also doing well. So that's what we saw, at least today, with Constellation Energy. People were flagging this excitement around this nuclear power deal, which could offset their earnings that actually missed expectations. So first quarter profit, EBITDA fell short of expectations, but there does seem to be this excitement. You look at what Jeffrey said. Management made an intriguing and positive statement that they're nearing a long-term nuclear power deal. I don't have a ton of the details on this, but again, I think it's something investors hear that word nuclear and they get excited around it. And that's clearly what we saw on the street. Let
us switch gears now from nuclear to telehealth, talking about HIMS and HERS Health. The stock surged today, HIMS on the ticker. What's going on with HIMS and HERS Health?
The telehealth company was up 18% today. the earnings overall were really good, better than expected first quarter results. TD Cowen said that the earnings were impressive. The revenue came in at $586 million versus estimates of $538 million. And then TD Cowen was also flagging they delivered an outsized first quarter beat with sales up 111%. I will note, though, a lot of holds on this stock. If you run the ANR function on the Bloomberg terminal, it has 5 buys, 9 holds, and 2 sells. But maybe we'll see that change, Charlie. Maybe analysts will get more bullish after this good news on HIMS here, up 18%.
The Stock Movers Podcast from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.